This is your complete roadmap to learning social media management as a beginner. The first thing you should learn is what social media management is, what it entails, what it is not, what your role as a social media manager is, how you differ from a marketer, a strategist, and a content strategist. What are your roles and what is not within your job description or your role as a social media manager. After that, the next thing you want to learn is social media audits. I always advise social media audits first, because then you would get to know a bit of some of the other things you would be learning. So with social media audits, you have that preliminary knowledge. So you want to learn social media audits, what things you should check when you are doing a social media audit. Then after learning social media audits, you want to learn keyword research, how to do it, the tools you will need, and also practice on your own how to do it. When you are done with those two, the next thing you want to learn is platforms. Now, at the beginning stage, don't overwhelm yourself. All you need to learn at this stage is a brief overview of the platforms, what each of the platforms are good for, the kind of audience to target there, and just a brief overview of the features that are included. So you want to learn Instagram, TikTok, YouTube if you're planning to specialize in that. But at the beginning stage, you might not know. But yeah, just look at Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. Those 6. But if you want to keep it short, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and LinkedIn, those 4, keep it to those 4. Then later on, you can now go extensively to learn different strategies on them. But at the beginning stage, just keep it to learning what the platform is, tend to work best, and which audience are on each of these platforms. Now, after you have gotten knowledge on platform overview, you want to go into strategies and research. So at this stage, what you want to learn is audience research. Start with audience research. So learn how to conduct audience research, the tools you are going to need, and practice on your own. After audience research, the next thing you should learn is competitor analysis or competitor research. When you are done with that knowledge, the next thing you want to learn is your content. Now, content, because content is like the pillar of social media management. As a social media manager, you are dealing with content, you are dealing with social media. So this is how you would learn content. I would advise you to learn content pillars. Start with content pillars, because a lot of people, it confuses a lot of social media managers. Start with content pillars, content types, content formats, all of those things, content buckets. Learn what each of these things mean. Learn how to create a content calendar. After learning about content, the next thing you want to learn is engagement strategies. Learn engagement strategies. Go on YouTube, search for engagement strategies, learn engagement strategies, learn social listening, learn all those things. Now, when you are done with this, you can now come back to social media strategy. Now, a social media strategy, it contains all of these things. That's why I told you to learn those things first. So when you are learning social media strategy, it will be easier to understand what is actually going on. But if you just go and learn social media strategy as a whole at first, it will be too much, it will be overwhelming, and you might just quit. So start with those things, then come to social media strategy. Under social media strategy, you want to learn business goals, KPIs, how to match your content with goals, how to track the growth of your content. Under social media strategy, you also want to learn how to create platform specific strategy. The strategy you will use on Twitter is different from the strategy you will use on Instagram and TikTok strategy may be similar, but Twitter and Instagram strategy will be different because they are totally different platforms. If you are on both platforms, you get what I mean. So you want to learn social media strategies, and everything that we just mentioned before. Your audience research computer is included in the social media strategy, so you want to learn that. When you are done with social media strategy, at this point you have learned about 80% of what social media management is. Now, once you are done with that, the next thing you want to learn is analytics and reporting. So learn how to track your growth, right? How to read into analytics. Some of you don't know how to read data, you don't know how to read charts, like you don't know how to read those lines, those charts, you don't know how to read it, you don't know what it means. So learn how to do analytics and reporting. Now, it's one thing for you to read and understand the data, is another thing for you to be able to interpret that data to the person you are working for. so that they can see that, oh, this is the progress we have made. So learn analytics, learn reporting. Now once you are done with that, the next thing you want to learn how to do is strategizing. In fact, I sucked at this when I started. I would do analytics, I would do reporting, but we don't really use that data that I got. So you want to learn how to strategize, how to restructure your content strategy. Oh, this thing did not work last month, let us do another thing. Yes, it is hard for you to start your content strategy again, but learn how to re-strategize. Then when you are done with that, learn the business of social media management. Now you have learned everything about what social media management is. I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but yeah, those are the things you should learn. Now learn the business of social media management. What do I mean? Learn how to get clients, learn what you are bringing to the table as a social media manager, and how to communicate it, how to build your personal brand. You also want to learn how to, how do I put this now, how to package yourself. Then you want to learn, okay, when someone comes to you that, please, I want you to manage my page for me, what's now the next thing? You get on a call, so what do you do? So you learn contracting, how to give contracts, how to move clients from your beginning stage, your first call, to your onboarding. You want to learn how to do all of those things. So you can search for each of these things. So at the beginning stage, you start with learning who a social media manager is. Then the next thing, you go to your audits. Then you go to keyword research, your audience research, computer research, content strategy, content pillars, engagement strategy, social listening, social media strategy, analytics and reporting, and you come to know the business of social media management itself. It's one thing to learn a skill, it's another thing to learn how to market that skill, how to brand yourself. So don't leave that out. If not, you will learn the skill, finish, and then you will just be part of the people that I learned the skill but it's not working for me. It's you that did not learn how to make it work for you. So yes, that's the roadmap to learning social media management. I'm going to create a document, and a document that shows this outline. I will include links to YouTube videos you can watch at each of these stages, so you can just click on those videos, learn each of those things at this point, and then at the end I'll add people you can follow on YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. So whatever platform you're on, you can follow them to learn about social media management. I'll keep the link in the description or somewhere around this video, so just check. So yes, let me know if you have any questions and if you found this video helpful. I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Abianto.